Good morning, everybody. Hi. I was like, no one's going to show up this early, but it may not be early for you guys. This could be really interesting because my husband still has to take my second born to high school, and all the dogs are loose. So this will be really interesting. Good morning. Good morning. We had a really fun time yesterday over on Karen Starseed Awakening 1111's channel. It was really fun. She had on Patrick, who does astrology, just hangs out in the planets. Oh, there's Mateo. Yeah, the dogs are loose. He's eating his morning cookie. This is opposite. That's Mateo. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, had a fun time. And so Karen loves talking about like off-planet things, hence the Starseed Awakening 1111. And Patrick was the planets guy. And so these golden light beings wanted to come join us. And it was really fun because it was the golden people were trying to assist us with what's going to be, birthing, and so that was how the messages filtered through me was what's coming up that you're going to be birthing. And it was really neat. Yeah, it's early here. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Just going to give it a few more seconds to see how loud my family's going to be. Good morning. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning, La Luna. We always talk about how amazing it is with the community's kind of influence and ingredients on the readings or just with my language in general. And when I go and do these, I'm a participant in these retreats in Sedona. The person running them, Carissa, would always say how much she appreciated when the men would show up, and because they're good at holding space. Not that women aren't, but it's just really interesting, and I really appreciate. Thank you, Richie, for showing up this morning. And anyone else who, I can grow myself a mustache, so I got a little masculinity here. Good morning, Flowing. Okay, I feel like it's time right now. I'm just going to leave my door open. My dogs will come and go. And let's see how this is. Oh, Carol, we're here. You're fine. It hasn't started yet. You haven't started. You're right on time. So I've got my gardening shirt on that I got for my birthday. And we're going to dig in. Yeah, so Spirit, the Tutah, the teachers in my language, they just really want to come in and help us get in there and till the ground. They're bringing up my mom's childhood house when she was younger. Their house burned down, and she was talking about how they still lived on the same land. They rebuilt, and she was saying how these little pieces and reminders would emerge years later from the earth. that would just be a piece and part of the house that burned down, like a little this and a little that. And I thought that was such an interesting thing to see that the earth was having these things emerge. And so when you think about when you're gardening, it's like you're tilling the land, you're bringing up the dirt. And I just love the metaphor of bringing up the dirt and pulling up the weeds, all of those metaphors. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. And again, in the background, you probably hear my teenager going to school. A cat will probably come in and a kitten looking for his people because he gets lonely when Lola goes to school. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and trust. It's actually, I was cold when this began. Now I'm getting a little warm. Okay. Good morning, Lola. I'm doing a live stream. I know, right? It's early. Okay, so just taking a couple deep breaths in. Settling in. Seeing our ancestors, calling our ancestors in to bring in the tools that we need for this. Lola, what do you need, buddy? Oh, you can wear my jacket. Yeah. Okay. She was like standing in the shadows, like I could see her doing this and I can't see her because she's in the dark. Okay, here we go again. Starting number 2. Spirit picked this time. Spirit wanted to do mini readings tomorrow at 7 in the morning too, but I decided that we were going to do it at 4 p.m. instead, Idaho time. Okay, so bringing in the tools, the ancestors are coming in. Tanuka. Ye tanu mama yewa shewa yewa. Anunama kiyewa. Trusting and leaning into our people for our best and highest good at this time. Kanunana panunana shtitayewa. Anunana kakayewa. Ayena tanushtita. They're showing up with all of the tools. Katatanoshitanayewa. Katanayewa shewa. Mama yewa. Yena tanushtitanu kakaye nama. Yena mama yewa she mama kawayewa. Anunan tanushtitana yewa. They're saying gentle things like only for our best and highest good, for the unearthing, for the for bringing the things up. All in good time, dear. We will be going at your speed. Tano nanaki tano shtitanaki wa. Akitano nanaki mashtitano kaiwa. Pano no mamaki o shewa. Ano nanaki na tanaiwa. Pano na papaki ishtitano naka. Ano nanama iwa shtitana kaiwa. Settling into our bodies there, checking in with the physical. Tanoma kukaye, clearing some energy. Panonoma kashti tano kayewa, yewa, yewa, yewa. And they're talking about the new page, the blank page, and this beginning, which, spring is a great time for a beginning. They're saying, though, that, when you write really, you don't mean to, but you're writing hard on a pad of paper, and you turn the page, and there's these indents of the words that were written before. They're talking about the imprints of the stories before. The imprints of the stories before. The kitten has arrived. Oh, God. And I think all the animals are in here. The imprints from before. Papa anu namashti tano katana yewa. See what they have to say about those imprints. They say that when you're writing on your new page, you might find that as the pen or pencil glide over the paper, you'll notice those imprints. Titano shtitano tana kakayua yeshewa nanakiwa. And they say, fear not, because you'll be turning that page, and then the next page, and then the next page. Tatano shtitano nakiwa yewa. Yitano shtitana kayewa. Panonana kitano shtitano kayewa mama yewa. Okay, so calling in. Who are we calling in? Mama kitana shtitano kayewa. Akotano shtitano ka. Amama kuka ena shtitano ka. Etano shtitano ka kiwa mpakuka ashtitano kayewa. So they're showing me the field that the wild turkeys are going to talk outside now. Tutah, there is this field that we're looking at that looks as though it has been plowed. The work has been done. However, when there's been some big work done, the big tilling has been done, there are these ruts. And you can't plant a seed in a deep rut. If you plant a seed when there's a deep rut, it isn't the best beginning for the seed. And they're showing me these some indigenous folk coming in, and they are they have this really neat, almost like a homemade rake, and it's light upon the earth, upon the scarring of the earth, because when you're doing the plowing, it can be a disturbance. So they're coming in and they're doing this this beautiful, it's like a beautiful art that was passed down, and they're coming over the field lightly, almost in a healing way. Smoothing out the land. Smoothing out. Everyone has been doing these these deep healings, ancestral, even inner child work. They can leave these like earth scars. This tano katanashtita. Everybody talks about going deep. The deep healing. They say take time to go ahead and be gentle with yourselves as well. You have to take the time to be gentle with yourself. So I think they're bringing in something, some energy for the healing, for all the deep work that people are doing, whether you're aware or unaware. Because sometimes just being in a situation and knowing that, not knowing which direction to go, but knowing that a change is coming, this terrible in-between time where it should be like a rest, but you don't know it's a rest and that everything is going to be okay. You're just left in this in-between time. So they just want to come in here and give some gentle, loving care to the work that you have been doing. Panuna mama kukana itanushtita. So just be kind with yourself, be kind with your body. Kuno mamaki shiwa, panuna mamaki itanushtita. Ina tano kayewa. They're bringing in a gentle wind. Kui shiwa, kui kana tanoshtita. Panuna kayewa. Ashtitano ikakayewa. Panonama kukaye manu kai shinama kiwa kuewa. Ye tano kayewa shinama kayewa. Panutano kakayewa shewa titanama koewa. Patutano mama kiwa. Aye tanoshtita. Yena tano kayewa. It's almost as if this light wind is coming in. Excuse me. Gently working on the loose soil on top. Patutana mama kitana mashtitano tano kayuwa anotano shtita. And I'm sensing that when this light wind touches the little pieces of the soil, it's a gentle way to just touch upon some of the trauma, not like the big plow that comes through, but just the gentle wind. Just knowing in just witnessing witnessing the trauma. Tutano katatanashtitai. Ananaka mpatute nashtitai. They're also bringing in the rain. Kutano kakayewa. So gently, the wind gently touches upon pieces of the trauma, just to be a witness. Tutonama pakukayewa. The rain is coming down. Tunanatonoshtita, just a gentle kutanoshtita. Yetana, gentle but steady. Kutanoshtita. Rain. Pawashtitano kakayewa. Ayetano kayewa. As if Mother Nature's tears are falling. Kuashtitano kayewa. Tano mama kayewa. Ishtitano ma kayewa. Tano kakayewa shewa. And while we're talking about the field, titano kayewa, when the rain is coming down, it might make everything look messy. Katatanushtitayiwa mamaka uta e ishima kokaye. But they're saying that it's necessary, kayiwa, for the tears. Tatatano mamakiwa katanashtita, for the opening of the emotions. Titanoshtitayiwa, either from Mother Nature or from others. Titanoshtitano kayiwa pamakuka. Sometimes it's messy. But it's also a beautiful way to wash through kotonoshtitano kayiwa and dilute the tutanama ushtita. They want to say the imprint koishtitanayiwa mamakiyawa itanoshtitayiwa, and they just want us to put our hands on the earth, katatanushtita, our personal garden, our personal land. Knowing that there's a whole life underneath katatanushtitano kayiwa. Lots of lives underneath this soil. Things we may not be able to see with our eyes at this time. But having faith. Tato tanoshtitano kayiwa. And they're talking about how you also wouldn't want to plant in soil that is currently messy at this time. But it's really good to get it ready. Sending some energy for this in-between time. Katotanoshtitano kayiwa. Witnessing the work. Pato kayiwa, shinatano kayiwa. And they're coming in, our people, our team, they're coming in and they're touching these energy centers on you, letting you know that you're being prepared for your best and highest good and at the speed, kotatnoshtita, that is good at this time for you. Just tapping on these energy centers, just in preparation. Kotano kayiwa. So starting at the head, pano kako kayiwa. Iwasho kaina imashtitano kakayiwa. Pano na mama yi ka. Ano na i shinaka. Ano na mai. Inama kui ka. Ina tunai shtita. Aui kanushti kai. Anunama itashtitano kaiwa yiwa. And they're talking about pressure in the head, the headaches. Kutano shtitano kakaiwa yiwa yiwa. Anunama kuiwa shimanu kaina shiwa. Anunama itashtita. Itanoi namakukana. Working on the head area. Anuma wishinama kukayiwa. Tano tano kayiwa. Ukayiwa. Itanoshtita. Shining you up as if you were a rock in the garden. Titanoshtita, like a treasure that was just found. Titonoshtita no kaye, brushing the dirt off. Kuta 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 kuchi na kakagewa. Anonana kita noshita yewa 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 yewa. Amoe shina hika. Anoina shtitana yewa. Yetanoshtita yewa kukayewa. Tananana makita noshita yewa. Anona. Treasure, you're a treasure. Kitano no no shtitano nana kita, even when you're covered in dirt. Ashtitana, especially if you're covered in dirt. Atetano no no shtitai. Ayinana tano katano shtita. They're talking about even at your rawest time. Papapayewa no tano kayewa. You're beautiful. Pano tano shtitai. Good job, human. Tano tano no shtita. To come here and feel it all. Even though it's hard, even though when it brings you down to your knees, Anunanakiwa, Oshe, Wushe, Ushe, Katano Kaiwa, the storms you have weathered, Mpa Mawi Kuawa, Anunana Tanushtita. They're saying that you're a gem. Kuiwashtitano namama kitana yiwa. Yitanashtita. They're talking about how seeds are really special, but the gems, multifaceted, such wonder, panotano kakayiwa, manana eshe nakayiwa. They're saying there's more. Etanoma papakina maiwa tutana shtitana nai matutanoma kia titano shtitano kaiwa yinama yitama. They're, if it's appropriate for you at this time, they're saying they're opening up. They're opening up a shell. If this is something that you want. They're just breaking open a shell. And if this isn't for you, you can just hold space for others. Tita, 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 tita. Amama yewa mamaki tanoshtita. Anana kitanoshtita yewa. Anona I tanu kakayewa. I tanu nana yewa. Ashtita manu kanayewa. Ashtita ye tanu kayewa. Ayena nana yewa ashtita. Ena nana yewa tuna papa yewa. And they say, maybe that wasn't fitting anymore. And now you can breathe a little bit better, even though it's a little bit more vulnerable at this time. But Why would you want to wear clothes that don't fit anymore? How uncomfortable. Titonosh de tano tano tanayewa. Sometimes the protective shells that we have, or however it is that you see it, they have done their jobs, and we thank them. But some of that armor, some of the shell, kutanoshtita, we can lay that down now and thank it. Tanutanoshtitayiwa. And we can put that in the soil of our garden as fertilizer, kutanoshtitanakinanayiwa, to help new things grow. Panomamakita itanokoka eshtitai anotanoka. Getting the soil ready for the growth. Manokiwa. And collectively as well, yita wushtatanonaki. As I'm looking at this field, I see all of our people and then more people joining in this beautiful collective garden, kotanashtita, and looking around and knowing that we're supported and we have a lot of help. Koishimanohi anonamashtita. And we're working the soil, kutanoshtita, with our hands, getting it ready for the new seeds. Titanoshtitayewa. Planting the seeds, tanatanoshtitayewa, is not the first thing we do. We have to get ready. Kunatanoshtita, yenatanakayewa. Thanking our ancestors for coming in and helping us get the soil ready. Kunatanoshtita, yenanana, yenanana, kitanoshiwa, na 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 na, na 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 na. And hearing the different voices being raised with their songs, singing to the land, singing to our true souls. Titanush, titanana, ki, ashtitanana, etana. And these beautiful vibrations go into our garden to be. Kitanush, tita. Our gardens are well taken care of, the land. Tanatanushtita, the garden to be, I should say. Mananaki. And just knowing that we're preparing this soil for the things that are going to be growing. They just want to let us know that there is this beautiful in-between time. It can be seen as beautiful when you know that the old story isn't your story anymore. It doesn't fit anymore, like clothing that doesn't fit. Titanoshtita. And you know that there's going to be a change, and you're in this in-between time. A lot of times you don't know you're in the in-between time, and that's okay. It can seem really frustrating. They want you to know that it's, even though you would get frustrated if you were the earth and you were ready to grow something, and all of these leaves and the rain and all of the stuff is piling up, and you're just like, but I was supposed to grow something. They're saying patience, patience, because all of the stuff that fell, even though it feels like it's setting you back, it's like fertilizer for what's about to grow. And that's a really beautiful thought. They say tread lightly. Be gentle with yourself. And it's not as easy. Gardening, tilling, it's almost as if a whole village helps. It's not a one-person job. It's not a one-person job. Tanu papaki tanu shtita. It's like all generations help in the garden. They say let your inner children free to play in the dirt, and let them find the rocks, and let them unearth things in the dirt and have fun and get messy with it. They enjoy that. Ta ta tanu ka aishe ma eta ukana tanushtita. And it's almost as if we have a little secret because we know that our soil is getting ready for growth, even though we're in the in between time. Patotanoshtita for some of us, titanoshtita. We've been working on some of our. I know some people have been working on their trauma from the beginning of their time to right now. Tanoshtita no kayewa. They say that this is a beautiful break for you right now. And try not to get frustrated with this in between time. It's so, so easy. The in between time is not my favorite. So if this is something that you're going through, or you can witness it, someone going through it, you can't go through it for them. That's not the assistance that is appropriate. You can't take someone's growth. You can't like become the seed for them. They have to do the work themselves, but you can be a witness, even though it might tug at your heart, might frustrate you. Seeing somebody going through this, it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. But you're not supposed to take it on yourself, but you can be a witness and you can support and ask, how may I be of service? And I think collectively a lot of us are in this in-between time. Whether we're aware of it or unaware of it, those things like to sneak up on me sometimes. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the in-between time. Of course, that's why I'm so frustrated. I'm like, oh, I've been there for a while. Why didn't I know that? And they're just letting you know that the gentle wind is going to come in and just, recognize some of the rawness, that if we're unearthing some of the trauma, it's very gentle now. They know that there's been a lot of hard work done. It's not going to be a big wind, they said. So I really hope that is the case. And again, if you see somebody going through a difficult time, even though if they're not ready to talk about it or open up, that's okay. I think we've all known that it's, sometimes it's really hard to recognize what we're going through personally, and maybe somebody on the outside of us can see it differently. Just know that everybody has their own story. Also know that this could be things unearthing from the beginning of our time to right now. So I hope that this was helpful. Tomorrow we're going to be doing mini readings, just checking in to see how everybody's garden is growing. I know we just tilled the land and I said, take your time, but this is just going to be little mini shamanic earth readings, checking in with you as a meadow, as a garden, and just seeing if there's anything that Spirit would like to share with you. Yes, Carol says, be as a feather in the breeze. That is a super peaceful way. Just looking at all the comments. So if you can make it tomorrow, it's 4 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Time. I also wanted to make it around 4 o'clock because I know that there's some people from Australia, and that's the morning for them. I wanted, if they're able to come, I wanted to make it available to them. So it's at 4 o'clock my time tomorrow, Mountain Time, which in Australia is 8 a.m. And so if you can make it, fantastic. If you can't make it, I bet you there'll be some connections if you watch the replay. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Isn't this a great time to be alive? Good morning, Beatrice. And that was brought to you by the wild turkeys. I don't know if you were able to hear them, but they were outside the window. They were brought by an incredibly cute kitten. All of my four-leggeds and spirit and ancestor. Why are you up at 3 a.m? You're saying mahalo, so you're in Hawaii? My sister went on vacation there, and one morning I was just like, I'm going to call her and see how she's doing on vacation. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. She's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, nothing. I just wanted to see how your vacation was going. She's like, it's early in the morning. I'm like, oh, good thing you're on vacation. You can take a nap. Hi, butterfly kisses. Yeah, it was a little bit distracting in the beginning with my family getting ready for their day, but I think it turned out okay. I hope so. So everybody, just have the best day. Even if you're carrying around wounds, have the best day. Like if you know, like there's I'm seeing somebody like a soldier who's like all wrapped up in bandages, and that if you brush up against somebody, it's going to hurt. So they're saying, find a way, to walk through without bumping into anything. If you're really sore, if you're really tender, they're saying, what is that? The wide berth. Like just make sure that you don't go anywhere during a busy time. And they're like, just make sure that you're giving yourself enough space, is what they're saying, for your wounds to heal. All right, I will see you guys further on down the road. Eliza says that you wake up at 3 a.m. for years. Well, I'm happy that you're awake right now. Yeah, take care of yourselves. Hold space for other people. Just by being a witness, you can hand them a shovel, but don't do the shoveling for them, if that makes sense. See you further on down the road. Bye, everybody. Thank you for showing up.